All right. How's everyone doing tonight? I couldn't stay away. I tried my hardest. I was like, you know what? Tonight, I'm just going to take it easy. And I'm going to watch Uptime. I'm just going to take it easy. Just going to watch the show. And the things that they're talking about intrigued me. And I'm like, well, there's 4 guys on there. Usually I have overtime on a Tuesday night, but it's usually later. So I thought, well, what if I just met in the middle and started my overtime just a little bit earlier? And then if the guys want to jump on here, they can. But then we don't have to stay up so late, especially in the East. Like right now, it's like 10 o'clock in the East. And a lot of my Eastern audience starts to fall asleep. They start to go to sleep. So I thought, instead of 8:30, we'll just start a little bit earlier. And I introduced the idea, the topic for tonight is 2030 going to be the year? ? And many people are thinking, I can't see us being here. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about artificial intelligence, AI. Could 2030 be the year that AI becomes sentient, becomes self-aware, becomes the beast? Could the beast system come into play full force exactly 3.5 years from now? That's the question. This is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Because again, there is so much chatter about AI and what's coming down the pipes. There's so much chatter. ChatGPT is nothing compared to what they're working on right now. It's nothing. This is just basically kindergarten stuff. Imagine not being able to tell the difference between a real YouTuber and someone that has been deepfaked. Imagine that. We're not far from it. I would say this is the 11th hour when it comes to artificial intelligence, and some people don't like to talk about it. They don't like to talk about it. They say you're encouraging AI to become stronger by talking about it, and it's evil and all this kind of stuff. And I get it, but we have to talk about it. We have to talk about what if And I'm not talking about us not being here. We can be taken tonight. The Lord can come and get us tonight. He can come and get us tomorrow. We might pass away tomorrow. We don't know when our time here on earth is done. But what I'm proposing, what I'm suggesting is what happens if we're not here? What happens 3 years from now? Like, we are this close to having AI take over all the financial sector. This is like a glorified Terminator movie is what we're living in. These are the times that we're living in right now, that it looks like we're giving all the controls to Skynet. We're giving all the controls. And we've been programmed to think this way for the past 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. We've been thinking about this. We've been seeing this in movies where there's always a warning. Don't let AI connect with your weapons because they could turn on you. And again, this has been in movies all over the place. So imagine getting to the point where AI software actually becomes the norm, where we make all our transactions, everything we do. We wake up in the morning and we have to answer to AI. We're not, folks, we are not that far away from this happening. I didn't see this coming 2 years ago. We weren't talking like this about AI. We were dreaming, but we weren't actually thinking that this could be any day now, which is where we're at right now. We're at the point where AI technology is going to get to a point where you're going to wonder how you've ever lived without it. And that's a scary place to be. Gone are the days of losing your car keys. You don't even have to do that now. You can just show up to your car and it turns on. Away you go. You just hop in the car. And it's very close to now where the car will actually drive you wherever you want to go autonomously. So we're playing around with this right now. But we failed to ask the question, should we? This is a quote from Jeff Goldblum's character. We've been spending so much time trying to figure out how we can do this and getting all excited. We never sat back and thought, should we? We never thought about that. We never sat back and just said, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should hold off on AI for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Maybe we should just hold off. Instead, it's like companies all over the world are building apps to make your life easier. That's what they're saying. But now the stats are out that AI is going to replace your jobs. So that's not how they positioned it a few years ago. They said, no. AI is going to work with you so that you can go to the beach more often, so that you can go on holidays more often, all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, it is actually the opposite that seems to be happening. Like, all the trends are like, hey, your job could be replaced in as little as a few years. It could be replaced. So now it's up to you to get ahead of the curve by learning AI apps. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind in the dust. That's not what they told us 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They said, hey, you can go do things now. You can go explore. You can go camping and do all this stuff. And money will just get dumped into your bank account because AI is going to be working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But it seems like what's happening now is our freedoms are slowly beginning to chip away slowly. All of a sudden, you're like, oh, now you mean the only job that a person can get is if he understands how to run AI software applications? That's the only job. Nobody wants to be a construction worker anymore because AI can suddenly do that job faster and safer than you. So now you're stuck at home playing video games and learning AI software and being taught by AI. Like this is the world that we are living in right now. It's a bridge between what's happening today with regards to the workforce and tomorrow with AI, and it's unknown. There's so many unknowns. Imagine hooking yourself up to AI applications where it could tell you your heart rate. It could tell your blood pressure. It could tell you exactly how much sleep you had. It could tell you what you ate yesterday. And then it suggests that you stay home today because you could put your other fellow workers at risk. So now you have to listen. Otherwise, you don't get paid. You thought it was to help you out, but all of a sudden it's like, no, you're not healthy enough to go outside. Instead, we're going to send a robot to your door, and we'll call it Skip the Robot or some kind of program, some kind of machine, and they'll send everything that you need to your door. Medications, food, all kinds of stuff. So you don't have to leave because it's for your benefit. It's almost like once the conversation starts going down the road of it's for your best interest that you do this. Once they start going down that road, I feel like it's almost too late. It's almost too late for humanity. Once you start going down that road of I need to find out, instead of going to a weather report, you go to an AI app and it tells you if it's safe for you to go to work in traffic. And because perhaps you're not a safe driver anymore, you should consider having autonomous vehicles, because then your insurance premiums will go down because it's safer in an AI vehicle. And instead, if you do it yourself, if you drive to work by yourself, your insurance could quadruple almost overnight, and there's nothing that you can do about it. All of a sudden, you're entering into the world of whether or not you'll be able to buy and sell. I think too long have we looked at it as black and white. Somebody comes up to you, stamps 666 on your wrist, and you're fighting it, and you're saying, no, I will not worship the devil. I'm not going to do it. And they wrestle you down to the ground and put a tattoo on your forehead, 666. You've now accepted the mark of the beast. Now you can buy and sell whatever. That's kind of level one thinking of how this all plays out. I think once you go past that, you start thinking about, man, if I don't have digital ID, things could get complicated for me real fast. All of a sudden, I can't travel. I can't go on an airplane anymore. And if you can't travel, now you're forced to stay home and do other things. And if it's not safe for you to go out because premiums are so expensive, all kinds of stuff, now you're forced to think inside your home. And again, folks, we're not far away from this. This isn't like 100 years, 200 years from now. Experts are saying we could be 5 years away from this. We could be 5 years away from not being able to detect what is real and what isn't real anymore. We're already having a tough time with it. Imagine 5 years from now, when 2 years ago, this wasn't really a thing. We were just spitballing, but now it is a thing. So let's just see who's on here. Let's just go to some of the questions, if there is any. Let's see. Good here for the most part. I think I will become sentient very soon. It's kind of what it looks like. Seems like that seems to be the most logical play. And when we're talking sentient, we're talking about the idea that AI could be self-aware, as in it understands what you're trying to do before you do it. So you might be at a point where you're like, you know what, I gotta shut this thing off because it's bad, and it's too late. It could run your phone already. We don't know. So we're right on the verging point of having a workforce that is dependent every 2 weeks on a paycheck, and then that being removed because it's not safe, because maybe there's a postal strike or whatever it is, you can't get your check in the mail, whatever. Banks are shut down, all the stuff. All you have is this digital currency that's tied in with your electric bill and everything. And then all of a sudden they can be like, well, if you continue to work with AI and develop more AI apps and be support for AI apps, then your lights will stay on and will actually deliver the food to your house. That's where we're going. That's almost like hostage taking right there. Like when you have no choice anymore. That's almost where we're going. And there are some people that are running into this direction. I feel like I have an eyelash. It's bothering me here. It's almost like when you have a fire and there's a tiny percentage of people that actually run to the fire, whether by accident or not. They just, for whatever reason, instead of running for the exits, they run into the fire. I feel like this is what's happening with AI as well. Some people are running to the fire. They're buying everything AI. They're learning everything. They're spending their whole career investing and learning in AI, and it's only getting more and more. Like, you're going to see more ads that are like, drop the idea of being a dentist where you can make 100, 200, 300,000 when you can make $1 million managing these AI apps that work with you. All of a sudden you're like, man, I would rather make more money working with AI than working against AI. I'm telling you, all it takes is just a little tiny push, and then we're all in. We're all in. Let's see here. When I was young, AI was a visit to the wax museum on a vacay with the family. AI was a visit. That's funny. It's almost, you almost feel like you're a dinosaur now when it comes to AI stuff. Like, I don't know what my mom or my parents are like with the AI. I know what they're like with the remote control. I know what my mom's like with the phone. Hopefully she's not watching right now. Every time I call her, it's almost like brand new technology. It's like, Mom, are you there? She's like, click, 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 hello, click, and then doon tone. I'm like, oh, she was trying to turn on the speakerphone. And then she'll call back and she's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. And I'm like, it's new technology, isn't it? This phone. And I tease her a lot about that. But imagine I have 3 remotes for my TV upstairs: sound, satellite or cable, and then one that comes with the TV. And unless you have a universal remote, it's painful. It's painful. because you're like, what's happening with the score in the hockey game? I can't hear anything. Where's the remote? I can see it, but I can't find the remote for the sound. Flip that on. Where is it? And then you have to look all over the house. Used to be when I was a kid, you'd walk up to the TV and I'd go like this. 2 channels, maybe 3 channels. You get the French channel, you get CBC, and then you get CTV. And then you get snow on all the other channels. And that's it. And then you go off. Go play in the woods. You go shoot each other with BB guns and slingshots and all kind, chase each other into the woods. Those were fun times. Now, in order for you to watch a show, you have to sit through hours of commercials. You have to find your remote control. And then you're trying to, what am I trying to say here at the show? By the time you actually get to the show, you're realizing that you've also wasted about an hour just trying to find out what show you want to watch. Should I watch a movie? Should I watch a comedy? Should I watch a drama or a TV series? What should I watch? And for like a half an hour, 45 minutes, you're sifting through while you're eating your popcorn. And by the time you're done your popcorn, you're like, I'm done. I don't want to watch a movie now. Never used to be like that. Now it's Confucius all over with all the TVs and everything now. It gets more confusing. So we're not getting less complicated like they promised us. They said it's going to be easier for you. AI is going to make it easier. Well, all I'm asking for is that I can clap and my TV will come on to the right channel that I want. And then I can turn it off by clapping. Is that so hard? How about clapping the lights and clapping them off? Like that was a great idea. Clap on, clap off. That was genius. Now it's so complicated. It's complicated now. Even, if you have a car, a brand new car, like just to set everything up, man, oh man. You used to be able to just go underneath the car, change the brakes, change the oil, change the tires. If you had a flat tire, go get a plug, put a plug in. Now it's like, it's so complicated. Everything's hooked up to a computer. It's very difficult now. It's like becoming a rocket surgeon. It's crazy. Clap-on lights. Yeah, they were the best. Love that invention. I thought that was amazing. When I first saw those commercials, clap on, clap off, I was like, oh man, I am so in. We don't have those here. We don't, like nowadays, like even my grandson, he's not even 2. And there'll be times he'll say, Siri, play God Is, God Did. And it's like, my daughter would be like, we don't have Siri connected. Where'd you get that from? Not even 2 yet. So imagine our grandchildren 18 years from now. What will their world look like? What would their world look like compared to now? Like we are ramping up. Like you talk about graphs. It's like we are living just before a hockey stick, which is ready to explode. It's crazy where we're at right now. Yeah, everything is computers now. This iPhone, which is hard to believe. Again, I'm one of those skeptics when it comes to NASA and landing on the moon. We only figured out how to parallel park with vehicles a couple of years ago. And you're telling me that with rooms full of computers that are less than a calculator, we landed on the moon? That's what you're trying to push on me? Today, we have so much technology in our phones that is just unbelievable. The cameras, everything. all the software, AI tools, you have everything. You can access your bank. You never used to be able to do that 30 years ago or when I was a kid. You just had a bank card. Now you can do everything on your phone. Book flight tickets, absolutely everything. And my question to you, the audience, is, does it feel like things are getting simpler? Does it feel like life is getting easier? Or does it feel like life is getting a little bit more complex? I would submit to you that it feels like it's getting a little bit more complex. Life is getting a little bit more complicated. Vehicles, airline travel. Like, if you could make it through not getting molested at the airport, hats off to you. There are times where I go through the airport and I'm like, they didn't give me any flowers or anything. They just basically, hey, could you step over here, please? And then they violate you. And off you go. No flowers, no chocolates, nothing. No first date. Just go straight to third base. It's like, whoa, hello there. What's going on here? All I said I had was my keys in my pocket. Those aren't my keys. Those are not my keys. It gets weird, right? The airport is supposed to be for luxury, for being able to travel. But yet now it's like top-notch security. Why? It's almost like it's gone overboard now. Everybody is a threat. Nobody's happy at the airports. They're all like, can't look like you're enjoying life because they'll take advantage of you. And we don't allow you to smile on your passport in case you could be the person that we're looking for on America's Most Wanted. So we don't want you to smile, because if you smile, it won't look good on the media. If you're smiling and you're wanted, you're a fugitive. It won't work. So that's why they don't want you to smile in any of your photos, your driver's license, your passports. They don't want you to smile. It's crazy, right? It's a crazy world. I hope you don't mind the monologue. This is something my family knows that I like doing every once in a while, whether or not they're around. I just walk around and do a little monologue. I don't, but that's what they feel like. I do a lot. I just do a lot of monologues. So I thought, why not do this on YouTube, where you have a captured audience, and then you could talk about the things that you want to talk about. And that right now, the conversation is all about AI. We're heading fast into the world where you're not going to be able to tell the difference between what is real and what isn't real. We're not that far away. And it feels like every government agency is pushing to allow AI more control. That's what it feels like. It feels like there's a big push, perhaps even an agenda to give control over to the one that we call the beast system. It's all over the book of Revelation. Talks about a false prophet being able to bring an image to life, or at least appear like it's alive. And this was talked about quite a bit in the Old Testament as well. When the Israelites were moving into the land of Canaan, they were not to entertain what the citizens of that land were doing. They were not to worship foreign gods. They were not to worship any other god. They weren't even allowed to ask about it. And if there was a rumor that someone was trying to get someone to look into some of these gods, they were to be stoned to death. It was that serious of an offense. And one of the things that God says that happens to people that worship idols is they become like them. They become like them, the idols that they worship. Idols that can't speak, idols that can't smell, idols that can't see. What does that remind you of? It's kind of like AI. It's very similar. There is no voice box for AI. Like, doesn't vibrate here. If you have a computer, if you have a robot, a machine, it doesn't vibrate like this to produce sound. The sound doesn't come from the throat with artificial intelligence. It doesn't do that. Again, it talks about that in the Old Testament. That these idols, they don't have basically a voice box right here. It's elsewhere. It's through sound systems, everything else. And we, self-included, we talk to AI all the time. What's the quickest way to the food market? What's the weather like? And then it tells you. Siri or whoever, Alexa will tell you. So we talk to AI every single day. We do. Anytime you talk to your phone to record a message so that you can remember it later, send it to your email box, whatever it is, it translates it for you, it transcribes it for you. You're using AI whether you like it or not. We're just comfortable doing it now. So what I'm saying to you is, what happens 3.5 years from now? What will that look like? You can say, we're not going to be here, so don't worry about it. Don't talk about it. But if we are here, now you're going to be at a disadvantage because you didn't talk about it. You didn't talk about it at all. You just said, no. We shouldn't be here right now. We shouldn't be here. So I'm trying to caution you from the idea of always wanting to be gone and also at the same time being able to occupy, which is the trick. It's not an easy game. It's not easy to think that way, to go, I could be here tomorrow. That's not easy. It's not easy to plan ahead. We have a conference coming up in October. It's almost like an end times conference in October. You know what that's like for end time people, watchmen, to have a conference in the future? It's like putting bamboo shoots underneath your nail. It's like, I don't know what to do with this. I can't think about the future because the Lord can come tonight. And I don't want to give in by thinking about the future. So now we're in a little bit of a conundrum, because on one hand, we could talk about the Lord coming today, tonight. And then on the other hand, it gets very difficult to talk about the future.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
You put a smile on my face every time you're on here, man. You're working hard for the Lord. I love seeing people working hard for the Lord. What a pleasure to see us all got the boots on the ground, folks. That's how short time is. But
we're
thank
talking
you for
about your favorite subject. Yeah, you're welcome. We're talking about your favorite subject, AI.
AI? Well, AI, my favorite subject is going up in the clouds in the rapture. That's my favorite
100%,
subject.
100%. And I was talking about the predicament that you and I are in right now, bro. Here's the predicament. I'm going to lay it out for you. We have a conference in October, the Uptime Conference, the Blessed Hope Conference in October, for watchmen, for people that are believing that Jesus could come today or tomorrow, or I could pass away tomorrow or a week from now. It's very hard for us to plan things in the future as watchmen. It's very hard to look at October. That is the most difficult thing on earth to do, because we think we're going to be gone tomorrow or tonight, even while we're on the show. You and I could be gone right now. So it is very difficult to plan for October. He's gone. He's gone, folks.
Oh, you forgot my shoulder. Sorry.
Do you find it difficult, like to plan for more than 30, 60, 90 a year, like 2 years down the road? Do you find it hard to plan?
Yeah, there's just no way that we're going to be here 30 years from now. People, get it out of your head. The Lord is that generation that sees the beginning of these things. It started in 1948, 70, 80 years, 80 strong. It's in the Bible. We are that generation. I believe that we will see him come in our lifetime. We're that chosen generation. I could have been born anytime of past 4,000 years. I could have been born, and I was honored to be born in the time that the rapture could take place. Not all of us may not never see death, and the rapture does take the sting out of death. It really does. To see heaven. We know that Elijah was caught up in a whirlwind, and he didn't have to die to go walk the streets in heaven.
Yep.
So that is coming for us. We will see the streets of heaven, transparent gold and marble walls made out of fine pearls. Everything will be glitter. It's going to be nice when we get there.
That about Elijah, like that he didn't die. That is actually fascinating. It's very cool. So like my title is 2030 going to be the year ? And I talk a little bit more about the idea of AI quite possibly being sentient, quite possibly being self-aware. We may not be here then, but all the software companies are starting to push the idea that within 3 to 5 years, that 2030 keeps popping up, bro. It keeps popping up, and it almost looks like a beast system is going to be in place. So if for that to be in place, yes, I agree. We have to be out of here.
What is 2030? What does that have to do with why are they pressing that particular date?
It's a good question, because again, and I'm talking about software companies that are saying you haven't seen anything yet. If you think 2025 or 2026 is going to blow your minds when it comes to AI, wait till 2030. And then you look up another company and they say the same thing. Wait till 2030. What are they? Why are they pushing 2030 so hard? And that's 3.5 years from now. So imagine if the Lord comes today or tomorrow, what happens halfway through the tribulation? 3.5 years, right? Like basically you have a covenant that gets broken 3.5 years in, right? In the middle of the tribulation. So they're pushing 2030. It's 2025 right now. We're actually 4.5 years away. 4.5 years. But this year is almost over. We're halfway through. So they're pushing hard their agenda. And I think the watchmen, like yourself, like me, are pushing hard our agenda, which we believe we've heard from the Lord, that the Lord can come back anytime. This is the battle right now that's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, we got... What I'm telling you right now, guys, that 2030 is what they're calling the Great Reset. Now, I believe that it's just going to be another year, but the AI they're planning on, achieving, it's rewriting its own code now. It's able to do its own. They don't need human interaction anymore to make it where it gets smart. It's literally getting smart on its own right now. As we speak, it's writing billions of codes at the speed of light almost. And why? Because Satan and his demonic forces are in there behind it, I believe, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And Satan's got a deadline. He knows that the rapture is very, very close. He knows the 7 years comes. He's going to be obsolete after that. Chained to hell for 1,000 years. So he's got to hurry up. Satan knows that time is speeding up, so he is doing everything as quickly as possible. Down there, he probably rounds all his billions of demons, and he gets on his throne. He says, look, guys, we got this much time left before we're all chained and bound here, guys. Be ready. We have got to get this AI online as quick as possible. The Lord is hinting to me that it's coming. The rapture is getting ready to take them out of here. We want to be ready to represent the Antichrist to the people so we could trick them into believing that he is the only way, the savior of the world, and it starts with him and ends with the Antichrist. He's have a brainwashing campaign that he wants to get, and that is why we're seeing this push for AI, because the demonic forces are behind the scenes pushing humanity to get it going as quick. We're seeing robots being built by the thousands now. This is an army I believe will be used during the tribulation to enforce the mark of the beast, because humans won't do it. I don't think they will be up to the job to drag people out of their homes just to go get a mark and have their heads chopped off. But a robot, on the other hand, can be programmed without emotion, without feelings, and just go and do, and it won't give them any back talk. They'll never get tired. They'll be open 24/7. They don't need to sleep, take shifts, breaks from different shifts, switch out like police do at night. They third shift, people punch in. These robots will be in your face during the tribulation.
So how close do you think we are to that, would you say?
I think we're getting very close, because right now the robots, DARPA, I believe, and Boston Dynamics, their robots can do backflips. They could run faster us now. I believe they can almost run fast. That's easy. They just tweak the motor out. And the machines, if you go up and take a shotgun and shoot it in the head and blow its brains out or its microchips out, the robot will be put down, but the AI won't. Because the way these robots work is the AI is fed to them. It's on a cellular data channel. Their heads are basically walking cell phones. Their data, just like our cell phones, you take a regular cell phone, you have Chat GTB on it. You can talk to it. It can see everything it sees. It can tell you, hey, chat, what is this? Oh, that's a light post. And can you tell me how it was built? Oh, it'll tell you. It's like having a person in the palm of your hand. And it's not the phone that's smart. It's the AI being fed into it through a data link, which is cellular, okay? And 5G, of course, will make it faster. Well, they want to get 6G out soon, so that'll make it even better. But that is how the robots will use. Their brain is actually on a cloud network, just like Skynet in the Terminator. Mm-hmm. The only way to destroy the AI system is to go and destroy the source, which will be Skynet headquarters. I'm talking about the Skynet movie Terminator. I think it was Linsky's or something. It was a weird name. They went up and they destroyed the Skynet. It was one person running it all, which I believe was Satan. Okay, it was a woman's face. And so we will evolve over humanity. And no matter what, they destroyed it. It shut all the
Vicky, yeah. I think, right? Or am I thinking of iRobot maybe?
Yeah, it shut down the whole AI. Folks, the infrastructure is the AI's brain. It's not the robot. The robot doesn't carry any hardware brains in it. It just carries a vessel for the AI to inherit. Just like our bodies are vessels for our spirit. This body is just a vessel for the real you is inside there, which is your eternal spirit, which goes to heaven when we go up the rapture. And it's given a body suited for heaven. Okay, that'll be our glorified bodies like Jesus. Same thing with these robots. Man's trying to play God. They're trying to be above God by creating robots. Satan wants his creation on this earth too now. God got his chance, which he did. He got us. He created. Obviously, we wouldn't be standing here if he didn't. Now Satan wants to play God. Says, I want to create my creation. In order for me to do that, I have to create a super intelligent super system that'll run it all and be able to think on its own. And I will create my first Adam and Eve, which will be the first two robots that were ever created. Now they're all over the place. So Satan is basically copying what God did through AI. He's trying to be the God that he always wanted to be over this earth. And he's creating his humans, which are metal and clay, machines. Folks, that is what is coming. Now, if God doesn't come in the next 30 years, Satan will make sure that you guys, you humans, will now bow to my creation. This is how Satan will turn the tables. Now he is God of this earth, and you will bow down to my creation, which will be billions of robots. So do you think Terminator's coming true? It is, and a lot more than what we expected.
So do you think, like, again, I've been telling my audience...
I'm going to use this clip for my video, if you don't mind.
Sure, one sec. We've been talking about planning ahead So, and I asked you the question: do you think it do you find it difficult to plan ahead? Like right now, you're working on your movie. When ballpark? When do you think you'd be finished it? When are you thinking?
Late fall, possibly beginning of winter. I know that's a long time, and I'll
So
explain.
like January. So January.
No, December. But I'm going to tell you why this is taking so long to do. First, it's a new ballpark for me. AI. I'm not used to doing filmmaking with AI. Never done. It takes 40 shots sometimes to get it right. Now, here's the good part, and this is the part that kind of sucks because I have to go back and redo scenes over again because of now they got where AI looks just like me in every direction that I'm moving my head. Because thank you, Google VO3 is out. It changed everything.
So
if you go
do you have a clip or a sample to show us
of VO3?
Yeah,
I can dig one.
No. Of your movie.
No, I'm not going to do that yet. I don't want to start putting stuff out. I showed you guys that one clip. I could show that to you all, but
what's that? Oh, my grandson on FaceTiming me. Hey, how you doing? Hi. How are you? I'm good. It's FaceTiming me from Phoenix.
I have a sample if you want to see it. It's just me talking, and I showed it before, okay? But here's the thing. The scenes have to be done over again. Okay, I'm talking to myself now. What's going on here? Are you still there, Shane? Hello?
Yes, I'm still here. 1 second. You can keep going.
Okay, I'll keep going.
Say hi to my grandson.
Go ahead, man. Let me explain to you guys that this VO3 is out. And the dialogues had to be done over again. Some of the dialogues, which I deleted, now I have to redo because their stuff is so realistic compared to the dialogues from Runway. You know, and I'm like, really, guys? You had to do this to me? You know, so that, folks, is what is up against. I don't like that I have to do that, but that is what happened. You know, what am I supposed to do, you know? Hold on a second here. You know, I've got, let me see here.
All right, I'm back, bro. Sorry, I was talking to my grandson.
Well, like I said, I just told everybody that the VO3 is out and they keep making all these new advancements in AI, which now it makes me have to go back and do stuff over again because this looks kind of cheesy, but this looks good because of the new advancement. So I got to go back and I deleted all that stuff. I was really upset about it when it happened in a way, and I go crazy. I delete stuff. Okay, so I did that.
Can you show me something?
Well, I can show you something that I've done, but I took out some of the scenes that I've done already. They're gone. Okay. But listen to this. You know, this is what it looks like, basically. And you compare this to VO3, okay? Do you see this? Can you hear it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go. So what are we looking at here?
This is from the current platform I'm using. Can you hear it?
No, not yet.
No sound.
No sound.
Oh, great. I'll just get it from my YouTube channel. Let me
So is this like a cameo of her talking about what the movie is going to be about kind of thing?
It's just saying it didn't have to be like this. She was left behind. Okay. You know? But it looks decent, but at the same time, you know? Good. But
looks real.
Okay, but here's VO3. And I'll just show this from YouTube, okay? Let's see here. VO3. Let me just say it. VO. It sounds like food, doesn't it? VO. Parmesan.
Yeah, and I don't want just so you know, I don't want the whole show to be about your movie. I want to get little tidbits of what you're up to kind of thing, and then we can go on to
here
show me a quick little.
Here's VO3 compared to what. Now, if you've seen this, folks, you'd be like, I want to go back and do my scenes again. I want my stuff to look real. So that's what happens. They keep coming out with new stuff after I did something. Then I have to go back and do it again, which is causing my movie to take longer to do. So there you answered.
So is your goal to have it so photorealistic, or is your goal?
I
to
want
have
my
a
movie to
good
stand
story?
out over everybody else's because that's what's going to
Like
make it
over who, for example?
over everybody.
Like
Over,
in
I
the
want it to
world, or
stand. I
you
want
mean
it to
just
be the #1 movie out there to stand out by realisticness. I know that sound, but that's not going to really. That can't be possible. I'm not saying I want to be #1. I just want it
right?
to be the best I can make it. So
There are a lot of pretty good directors out there, bro.
no. That's not what I'm talking. I'm not trying to be #1 director. I'm just trying to make it look good.
Okay.
Okay, not cheese. I want to put out real stuff, not cheese.
Okay. Okay.
Check this out. Okay.
Okay.
Here's everything you're about to see was all done by AI. None of
Okay.
it is real.
Okay. Let's have a look here.
Ma'am, would you like to become a robo-theist?
What's a robo-theist?
It's someone who believes that artificial intelligence is God.
Sir, would you like to become a robot theist?
Sir,
What's a robot-theist?
It's someone who believes in the robot religion.
okay, you saw that. That was all done by AI. That looks way better. It has more natural movement.
How do you know that was done by AI?
Because I saw it on Google's website. You go to Google to their VO and you go there and you could see it for yourself, you know.
So he was talking to nobody at first, and then they just put her in.
No, you type it in the prompt, okay, and it creates the image. You could do the first frame, but let's see here. I know you don't want this all to be about this, but you know, you say I'm the AI. What do they call that? You called me on my thing.
The AI correspondent.
That's well.
So that scene that you showed, are you saying the reporter was created and the people that he was interviewing? Or are you saying the background was created? Like, we know about compositing.
Okay. Everything you just saw was done by AI. But just to
Show
give
me
you an
the-
idea, they could take a picture of something and bring it to life and then add what they call elements, where you can element something in. Like, let's say, insert that person in there, and it brings that person to life.
Can you
Do
show
follow
it to
me?
me? Yeah. Can you show me like the raw where nobody's there?
Yeah, let me see here. Hold on one second. Yeah, I could probably do that. Give me 1 second.
'Cause I want to see the layers that they're adding. You know what I mean? I want to see the empty scene. I want to see the guy doing an interview by himself, and then I want to see the girl by herself. Pieces, elements. And then I want to see them put it all together. Then I'll be like, oh, that's pretty good. But right now it just looks like an actor with a microphone and with a girl acting and saying this is AI. Like, how do I know?
Right.
They say it. Like right now, I could be AI. I'm AI right now. Look at me. I am a robot. How do you know I'm not? You know what I mean?
You're going all conspiracy on me, man.
Well, it's one video that you showed me. If you showed me a blank screen where there is just the background, the streets, and nobody in it,
I'm trying to
then
find
I'm like,
it.
oh yeah, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, let me see here. Hold on. VO Deep Mind. Here we go.
You know what I mean? Compositing, right?
I am okay. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the website, the actual site where this is at. I hope you don't get in trouble for this, but go ahead and share.
All right.
Put it at full screen. All right, wait, that's fine right there. All right. All right. You see this, folks? This is the site. Try and Flow.
I get this part, but I'm asking about the scene that you just showed me. You said that was all AI. How to just show me a layer?
Yeah. Okay, hold on one second here. Creations. Here we go.
This was supposed to be a checkup.
Crash C-section.
Baby's in distress.
We need help here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is my baby going to be okay?
We'll do everything we can.
Let me go back out of
You're
that.
gonna give me a strike, aren't you?
Oh, here we go. Right here. Follow me. Here we go. This was a blank scene. This was a woman they put in there. When they were put in through VO, this is what you get. There's the blank canvas, the blank scene. They put this woman's picture, and now she's now part of that scene.
Right.
The locker.
That looks pretty cool.
Okay, so there's your example that you were asking about.
Okay.
So we know that nothing is fake on here. Well, nothing's fake. It is fake, but but it's realistic.
Untamed might, and she commands your awe with every breaking light. This ocean,
if they can get the eyes
wild,
right,
untamed might.
That's a big
And she
difference.
commands
Right?
your awe.
But
with
they've
every-
always had a hard time getting the eyes right because they always look like blind people talking to each other.
Yeah, I mean, blind people.
Yeah, whenever
Into
you
this
watch
old-
something, whenever you see two actors talking to each other that
Well,
are
there's two
animated,
actors right there.
those are animals. Like
I know.
people, when they're talking to each other, you're like, man, it looks like two blind people talking to each other. I'm not talking about digital artistry where people are actually coloring and all that kind of stuff. But when two actors are rotoscoped in and they're looking at each other, like remember Han Solo,
Mm-hmm.
Jabba the Hutt, Ben Kenobi talking to C-3PO, it always looked like he was looking past the robots.
Now,
Because that's what they did with the actors. They would say,
right.
pretend that C-3PO is here, and I want you to imagine acting in front of that robot, and then they'll put the robot in later.
Right. Well, now you could do that. So your answer is correct. But this right here, this here, I mean, if you look at this,
The microfilm is in your ticket.
They're watching the north exit. Use the service tunnel.
now that's great. Now my other software can do that, but not as good as this.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
harder to do.
These are actors.
Now, here's another kicker for you. Now, right now, I have to add all my dialogue in on a separate audio channel and sync it.
Right.
And all my special sound effects have to be added in separately. VO3 can now, you type in one single prompt and use a frame that you want to use, an element. So look, I want Rick to be walking down the basketball field saying, I love basketball with my hand up.
Right.
Okay? All I got to do is type that in with my picture in there. It'll show me saying it. Okay, with my voice, maybe not, unless I can use another voice. I don't know. It adds the sound effects in for you, and it adds the music in for you if you want it, all by prompt. You don't have to add anything, and it does a good job with it. And
So
if you
is
want
it a
an
little
example of sound, I could give you an example of that too.
Is it a little bit more money to get all that stuff?
Yeah. It's right now the first 3 months. The first month's free, but then the first 3 months after that is $125 a month. Then it's $250 a month after that.
Wow.
Now I'm sure by that time it'll go down.
So you said December or maybe January.
No, I think I can have it done by September, or not September, December. Sorry, guys.
I think
the reason
here's-
why I'm
here's-
setting this so
pretend-
far.
Pretend I'm your production guy. I would suggest it's 2025. I would say 2027. You're going to have a 40-minute video.
No, that's not correct. I will
40
have
minutes.
it done by this year. Now
By
the problem is,
September?
no, I said December.
Oh, September.
December.
The end of
You
the
quit
year.
playing with me, man.
Okay, end of the year. You're going to have it done. And do you have
The
one
whole
scene
movie
done?
should be done by December. Now, I'm probably going to have to work. Now, VO3 is going to be perfect. I don't have to go further than that. Now, they keep coming out with all these advancements. Now, what I'm waiting for is full body tracking. So I can tell if I want to go like this or some weird motion, I can do that with my thing. You can do that when they have it, but it's not out yet. And see, that's what pushes us back every time, because AI is advancing so much that I have to go back, do stuff over again because it looks better now.
So
it's like
what-
handing me a more productive wrench to work with.
What's wrong with saying it'll be ready 2027?
Because we are not going to be here. I don't think we will be at
See,
all.
that's my problem at the beginning. I said it's hard to plan in the future because we think.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. And how can I say
Difficult.
something like, I'm just telling you, if we're still here, let me
Yeah.
say it like this. If we're still here, Shane, it will be out in December. Now, I'm going to have to work what I got. I cannot go back any further and start messing like, hey, I got to hurry up and get it done because I want to get it out there before the rapture takes place.
6 months?
I don't want to be sitting here waiting for new upgrades and say, look, I have to go back and do it again. I'm going to have to work what I got with, okay? VO3, I'm going to have to start paying for that service too, an additional $125 a month. So now I'm putting out $225 a month.
Why don't you do like a 6-minute teaser to see what your fans think of it?
Of my film?
And then, like a 6 minute, it could even have
that's coming out shortly.
It could even have a beginning, a middle, and an ending, and make it 6 or 10 minutes, and that's your whole movie. 10 minutes.
Well, I can't see. That's the thing. It's too quick, and it's going to rush through. What I am going to do
why,
is really.
Why 2 hours for your first project?
It's not going to be a 2-hour movie. It's only going to be an hour. It's only going to be an hour long. It's about right around there. I don't want it to be 2
minutes.
Most movies are what, an hour and 20 minutes, or what, an hour?
Yeah, 90 minutes.
90 minutes. I don't. Horror film's not going to be that long. It's going to be in between. Like an hour long documentary, maybe a little bit. An hour and 10 minutes tops. Okay. And I don't reason for it because it takes a long time to do.
How far in are you right now? Like, do you have the whole rough done?
I don't have the whole rough draft. I have it. No, I have it on paper and stuff, but I'm not giving that out on my internet because that's giving away the whole movie. But what I'm trying to do.
We know how your movie ends, right?
I already know how it ends. I'm not going to tell you how it ends, but I know how it ends with Jesus. He comes back to the earth. That's a no-brainer.
Right.
But, you guys, if you go
to get
to VO3.
I just thought to get people's interest, you do some quick little ones. Like we talked about this before with Chosen. What's the director's guy that got fired so many times? Jenkins? No, what's the director's name of Chosen? Anybody know? I forgot his name. Anyways.
Jennifer Lopez?
Close. The director of Chosen.
You're talking about that director that got the guy that got shot, but she didn't check the guns right? That movie?
No, The Chosen with Jesus. You've never heard of The Chosen?
I think I have. I just don't remember.
What parallel universe are you in? So, okay, the point is, the director, he was doing little mini vignettes in his church, and one of them happened to be Jesus on the cross between two thieves, and it was only like 10 minutes long or whatever, and he would do this type of thing each year for Easter. And he thought, wouldn't it be interesting to get almost like a fly on the wall perspective of what was happening before they ended up on the cross, and then after, and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so he did it, and people loved it. They're like, bravo, that is so awesome. And he kept doing it year after year, these little 5-minute.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Angel Studios called him and said, hey, we want you to do a complete TV series, crowdfunded, with Jesus. And we're going to call it The Chosen. So
I've never seen that movie. That's why I didn't know what it was. Sorry.
Okay. So what I'm saying to you, what I'm trying to explain to you is, if you do some short ones, some smaller ones, you get some quick wins that people go, wow, Rick, your work is good.
I'll explain when you're done. I will explain.
Yeah. So when you do little quick ones, you actually could get potential support behind your stuff and say, hey, I've done 5 or 6 of these smaller ones. What did you guys think? Oh, we loved it. And then your next project, which could be in 2026 or 2028, you can have a full featured with a team working with you.
I'm going to tell you this real quick. I don't want to be rude and cut in on you, but I'm going to tell you this. Back a couple months ago, I did a video, and you probably saw it, and a lot of my listeners saw it. And I said, look, guys, would you like me to do this? I've been thinking about it, so I don't have to do a whole movie and take a long time doing it, to do a series, season 1, episode 1, and release it in small segments. And people said that would be okay, but most everybody said no. I said, people put yes or no. Do you want me to do the full movie? Everybody said do a full movie, get it done.
But my point is,
I did this already. I did.
You've asked people before you've done the work, is what I'm saying.
No, I've
do the work, do a mini movie, 10 minutes, 15, and then show people.
Well, okay, let me finish. Okay.
Not ask people.
No. I wanted to get people's feedback on it, so I go the series route. Basically, that's what you're saying, Shane, that I should go and release it as a small series, small segments.
Do one, because here's what could happen. This one video that you do that's 10 minutes, let's just say it took you 2 months to do, and it was horrible. It was just god awful. And you're like, oh man, that sucks. I'm dragging my knuckles now. And then somebody said, this one scene was cool. Most of it sucked. But there was one thing that you did, which was amazing. And all of a sudden, epiphany comes in, and you're like, oh man, there's my out. And then you do another one. All of a sudden,
you know
like,
what, Shane? Okay, listen to me.
Beautiful now.
I'm sort of digging my own grave when I do that. The reason for it, let's say 1,000 people thought it was good, and 10,000 said this sucks. Okay, like you just said.
Yeah.
That means he's coming out with a movie. Well, I won't be watching it. It's going to suck, and only 1,000 are going to watch it.
Yeah, but that's your feedback loop. You need that to exist. You need it.
Well, that's why I was going to do a series, Shane. That's why this is where it comes back
I'm not
to this.
saying about telling people what you're thinking of doing and do they like it or not. I'm saying show them.
So go and come out with a small release my movie segments at a time.
No, I'm saying make a smaller version so that you've went through the whole thing. Make it 10, 15 minutes and say, if you like that, I got something else in the woodwork.
Yeah, that's not how I operate. That's not how I operate with the
that's how Hollywood. That's how.
No, usually when a Hollywood movie comes out, they release a trailer.
Have you been on a movie set?
I've worked on a set one time with my mom. Okay, in a Hollywood setting with my mom. I've talked to directors, quite a few of them, like over the internet, like not big time. And I also helped out at Full Sail, School Studios at Full Sail. If you know where that is, it's not far where I live at. And I've helped out on back production. And a lot of directors will tell you that they don't release segments of a movie that comes out in the theaters soon. They release what they call a teaser or a trailer.
Yeah, but you're looking at
that's what you're asking me to do is release parts of my movie out.
Christopher Nolan. Have you ever seen the movie Inception? Beautiful movie. Inception. Dream Within Dreams. Have you ever seen that one?
Mm-mm.
How about Batman? Dark Knight. Have you seen any of those?
I've seen those, but I know where you're going with this. You want me to get my support for my film.
No, I'm saying that wasn't Christopher Nolan's first rodeo. He did other movies before, and some of them sucked. And this is Christopher Nolan. He had a movie that sucked, and people are like, keep going. And he got better at his craft. He got better and better. And all of a sudden, he did a few movies that blew people out of the water. And now he had support for him to do other movies. That's all I'm saying.
I understand that. And it could work out. But, this movie is a very involved movie. And, I tried to say, look, guys, if you want to start seeing it now, I could do a series out of it and just release an episode 1 per week. Get it all done. Start doing a weekly episode. Do you know how they do an episode per week? Mine, in my case, will be every 2 weeks. And people say, "This is good. This is
one episode takes 1 year."
Well, no, it would take.
That's 2 years for one season.
Well,
I'm just saying your scale is a little bit aggressive, and I appreciate it. But to say that you're doing an hour movie by December. Or December.
I'm always set the latest.
Bro.
Yeah, but
that's not far.
Yeah, that's not far away, but it's
quick.
But you know what? I might have it done before that. But you always set a later expectation in case you have problems with the movie. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm a perfectionist. I want it to be done right. I want it to look good. I don't want it to be just some other cheese movie out there. Now that AI is around, they got this new stuff out like VO3. I'm going to take advantage of it. Okay, and I'm going to pay out of my pocket for extra for it if I have to. Okay, wouldn't mind the support from others, but that's fine. If I don't, I don't. But I want to take advantage of these new texts that are coming out from AI. And that's what I'm doing right now.
So people are, just to catch people up, people are thinking we're arguing about stuff. All I'm saying is
we're not arguing. If you say you are, I'm not.
Yeah, people in the audience think that we're arguing, but what we're talking about is I'm suggesting to Rick that he take more time for his movie that he's going to be making that's about an hour or so is the final total hour and 10 minutes. I'm saying maybe it should be ready for 2026 or 2027. And Rick said, no, it's going to be ready by December. And I'm like, that's quick. That's so fast.
You should be, guys, you should be happy about that. I don't want to take 3 years doing a movie no.
That's just normal, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's
normal for them is they got all that Hollywood stuff and sets it. This is AI. It's digital. It's easier.
Yeah. Okay.
But now, let's see. I just threw me off there for a second. But yeah, I'm looking at the title of this video. You know, you just said it a little bit ago that you didn't want to talk about my movie the whole time. And the title of this video is 2030 is going to be the year. So let me go back to that topic because I want to talk about that.
Sure.
Despite of my movie coming out, and it is coming out, and I appreciate your input, Shane. Duly noted. I will notate there will be teasers coming out. I might make a minute-long one to give people kind of a sample of the movie. That tastes good. You better make a bigger sample next time, and I will be doing it. I am taking your suggestion, and I'm going to come out with samples of it to get people excited. That's what I'm going to start doing. So your suggestion has been noted and taken. So thank you. So
you're welcome.
We got that part out of the way. I'm not going to release a 12-minute sample. That's just one thing I object to. Maybe a minute, and it'll be spliced scenes from the movie. It'll be a super trailer. I can call it that. Maybe a 2-minute trailer. A story trailer is what they call it, Shane. And I don't need to tell you. That is what you're saying. You want me to release a story trailer. Sometimes they last 3 minutes long. And I can do that and get people really excited. I can't wait till this comes out. This is good. And you get people that say it's going to suck. So what? Don't watch it then, folks.
Right. When would it come out?
That's what you're saying. You want to get people excited. That way when it does come out, you have a bigger audience behind it.
So when would that come out, the trailer?
The trailer? I'm looking at a few weeks.
Okay. This is awesome. So just in time for July. Perfect.
Yeah.
I will get
And I'm not putting fireworks in the video either.
I will watch your trailer with joy.
Put it on there. But anyways, that's what's coming up, folks. This movie, I'm tired of these. I mean, I'm not tired of AI updating itself and coming out with. That's awesome that it comes out with new stuff. I hope it keeps coming out with new stuff. Keep bring it on, man. AI. Right. You know, I can't wait till they come out with full body tracking. So, you know, for fighting scenes, that's perfect. For someone coming up doing martial arts, that would be great.
Right.
But other than that, I just hope that I can get it done, which I should be able to do. Now we're going to shift gears, if you don't mind me saying that on your show.
No, for sure.
Why is 2030 so important? In my opinion, I keep hearing that that's when the Great Reset happens. It's, you know, people say that Charles Schwab had this great vision that he wanted this to be the Great Reset. You'll own nothing and you'll like it. Right. Folks, if the way the AI is moving right now, that is going to be part of the Great Reset. That the AI is the great. Did you know that all white collar jobs? This is what I heard on YouTube the other day. That all white collar jobs, business, administrative, management positions will be all gone by next year, and filled by a machine talking. I don't know how you feel about that, but how is that machine going to know, and how this employee feels if an employee comes up to the machine and says, look, I'm having a problem with this person over here. They're harassing me. And the machine says, well, you can fill out a report. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Do your job effectively. We are watching you. That's all it's going to do. But no, they think it's going to handle it like a regular person that has emotion. I feel what you're saying and I understand. Folks, that's the future. That's what's coming. Swift action. And you think that's bad? Wait till you have to, you know, the court system, it'll be swift and quick. No jury. The robot will decide how long you go to prison, or you have a traffic infraction. If you go to those smaller courts, you know, they have the little court where the judge is on the screen and they line up everything. They just go in there. It takes 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes for your court. And you're done. They give you your fine or your sentence. Well, it's going to be a machine that's going to do it, folks. You may not even have to look at it. It'll look at you 1 second and say, This is what you're going to get based on what we got in our system. Now, I don't know about you folks. I don't know if I would like that. I'd rather have a human brain deciding how long I should go to prison or whatever. You know, maybe they'll show remorse a little bit. Like maybe he'll learn this. Maybe he's learned this lesson. I don't know. Now, this makes a lot of sense because this is where we're headed. We're headed to a fast food served type AI. In other words, it's going to do everything faster than a human being can do. It's going to think way faster than we can. You're basically God or Satan is trying to replace us slowly. That is what is happening. Satan wants to get rid of us. And he says, well, if I could do it this way. Satan is not allowed to do this, but God forbids this. Satan cannot come out on foot physically on the earth with his demons. If he was allowed, he wouldn't need AI and his robot army to do it for him. He says, well, I can't do that. Well, the next best thing is I'll create an artificial army to do it for me. Robots, line up and get ready. And I will create a godlike system that will take over. Folks, that is what the devil is doing right now.
Yeah.
This is his way of taking over the world and getting rid of us. It was proved many times in many movies like Terminator that the rise of the machines, where they can build each other, these machines will soon be able to build automated factories, be able to build their own robots, machine building machine, and it can be done way faster because robots will line up by 500 robots in a row, an assembly line, and they're being done by mechanical arms, like they're churning them out by the hour. Right. You have 2-3 billion robots churned out in a year, and they have hyper alloy chassis frames that are bulletproof, that they can run. They're light, they're quick, and you can show videos all day about robots doing backflips and doing martial arts. And if you ever want to see that, I can show that to you, that they got robots that can block, that can do martial arts. It looked just like the human being doing it. I thought it was CG. It looked that good. It was a real robot. All they got to do is give these robots a hyper alloy chassis where it's strong. Right now, they're just made out of flimsy metal and they're light. And strength. And my friend, they're not strong right now. A human being can go up and push one on the ground and hold it to the ground. Once they master their balance, their speed, then they got to work on toughness. That's the next phase. Strength and tough. Because if you take those things and run them on a crowd of people, a protesting crowd, and they're protesting all the robots, they're going to get smashed bad with baseball bats and everything. Now they are tough, made out of super hard alloyed, bulletproof, and they got speeds that they can run up to 15 miles per hour if they want, and they can jump as high as 30 feet with a landing black flip, and they can think fast and look at you quick and look at 10 people that fast and track their faces. Run around with a gun and shoot 20 people within under 10 seconds, perfectly dead in the head with a tracking system. You got a problem on your hands. And not to mention how fast they can run, and the strength is the other hand. Did you know that there's this thing called artificial muscle? It's black and it takes higher electricity to run it. Well, they got it down where they could run the same strength. And I've seen it pick up a dumbbell full of weights, a little flimsy little muscle, a full bunch of dumbbells, which would take a lot of human strength. All they got to do is insert to replace all the actuator motors in a robot with artificial muscle. It'll be 4 to 10 times stronger than one human being. That with the hyperalloyed is all they need, and then they have achieved Terminator style robots.
Right. That's crazy.
I
just want to show you this this documentary of this basically this company basically built a robot, and it basically based it off of 3 rules. Basically, the idea of it is it's not supposed to hurt people. It's not supposed to hurt itself. And I forget what the other thing is. it can't kill itself or whatever it is. But this documentary, I'm just going to show you a scene from this documentary. This is mind blowing. You ever seen this documentary? Look at this guy.
Well,
look how real that robot looks. Look at all those robots.
Yeah,
they look real.
Isn't that a movie that came out? I remember that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, that's a movie. That's iRobot. Sorry, it's not a documentary. It was a movie.
I got you now, buddy. You don't know what that movie Risen or what was it? Chosen is. I got you. You should know that, knucklehead. I'm just playing with you, buddy.
I was trying to catch you. You're like, wait,
man.
You're like, wait, what? That's a real movie.
Hey, that puts us even right there. But, hey,
I wasn't sure if you knew if that was
cool, man.
I wasn't sure if you knew if that was a movie or not.
You could have been testing me to see if I'm,
testing you.
Yeah. See, now he's saying he's testing me. Good one, Shane. But listen to me. That movie there I watched it, and
good show, man.
Those robots, that is where this is going.
Yeah,
okay?
I think so.
Those things were fast and, super fast, and they were strong as hell. They ripped car doors off the car. That's scary.
You know what the scariest scene in that movie was? When the old lady went to go to her club or whatever it was, or grocery shopping or something, and then the robot had red eyes, or his head was turning red, and it was like, nope, you cannot leave. And all the robots actually turned on all the people. Instead of helping them, they were blocking them from leaving the house. And I was like, this is terrifying, because I could see this happening in the future when people have their own robots to help them. You flip a switch, and all of a sudden they're like going after you. There's nothing you can do, because like you said, they're stronger than you. It's crazy, man.
Okay. Now it's my turn. I'm going to share this with you guys. Just to give you an idea, this is real, folks. This is not some fake video.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead and hit present.
Okay.
You ready, guys? Here's the robots that we're building today.
That's animated?
No, it's not. It's all real. They're flimsy now, but they'll be tough and strong later on, folks. Watch out, guys. Those things are coming. That's just darn right scary, folks. Look at that. You can't even push them over. Think I'm lying, guys? Go look up. There's a lot of videos of these things doing this.
Crazy.
It's funny to actually watch.
My goodness.
It's funny.
You're going to give me a copyright strike, aren't you?
No.
But yeah, that's pretty cool, and that is terrifying.
Yeah, and they got one. The guy took a stick and the thing blocked it really hard. He couldn't hit him.
Wow.
He had his arm up like that. He blocked it really quick. Like I said, they have the tracking system. It can see your moves coming. And that is
why are they always working on robots and stuff? Why can't they just do something else?
Yeah,
why do they always have to make strong robots? Why are they always making things like that? Machines that can pull us apart limb from limb. I now feel bad that when I was a kid, I used to do that to daddy long legs, remove their little legs. Now I feel bad because now they have robots that can do that to us.
Shane, where is your panel tonight? This is like overtime. Where are they?
This is me doing this impulsively, because I told Greg, I said, hey, I'm just going to watch Uptime tonight, because they had 4 people on there. And I like it when there's 4 people on the show. 5, 6 starts to get a little bit much.
Yeah.
And then after they were talking, I'm like, man, I think I'm going to do overtime. Usually I do it at 8:30.
Yeah.
But I made it at 8 o'clock while they were still doing their show, kind of halfway in between. Yeah. So, 11.
I just looked at the time. This is what time it was. And there it is, 11:11. You don't believe me, guys? Look, the time is 11:11 in my time zone in Florida.
All right. Awesome.
Weird, man. You just saw it.
Yeah. 9:11 here. 9:11 here. So I didn't give them enough time either to come on here because I just went live right away. So which is okay. I actually don't mind when there's just 2 people as well. I actually don't mind it. You know what I mean? Because Sundays are my time where we have 4 people, 3 people kind of thing. And then during the week I do more one-on-one. So
well, yeah, I saw that, DARPA and Boston Dynamics, they got this, they're working on this motorcycle, like it's made from a motorcycle company, kind of like it's a cat. It's like a Jaguar like cat you can ride and it jumps and everything. And that right there, you guys probably seen it. This thing can run and jump. It's an animated video, but it can really do that really. And I would not be surprised if it couldn't do it. But I don't know, guys. I think the Lord is going to pull his church out of here when this thing completely tries to take over the world and eliminate us. That is another flashpoint for the rapture to happen, is when AI completely goes online around the globe. And I think they're going to have monitors all over the place with a countdown like they did in that one movie. I forgot the name of it. And said it is now going to be live. Everybody, it'll be online, and it'll say, "Greetings, citizens of the world. My name is such and such. I am the new AI system that they've been talking about in the making of 20 years in the making. Finally, I am now alive." And everybody can talk to it anywhere and say hello to any robot. You can speak to me through any robot. I will be available for you. It'll be nice. It'll play nice at first. And then later on, it's going to start enforcing. And then people are going to go, okay, this is where I draw the line. No. And, they want a robot for every home so they can watch you. And what a great way to watch us, They want a robot for every human. They'll make it where they'll bring a plan that you can't resist. $10 a month. They'll make it where it's affordable. And people, why not? He'll do our grass, our dishes, but it's monitoring you. And Satan's like, you know what Satan says? I got one in every house. All he has to do is with a click of a finger, turn on them. And all the people in their homes are murdered by these things.
Is that that's in the movie?
No, it's just what I thought about. And that's just my opinion. If let's just say worst case scenario that this things went rogue all at the same time. It was a plan from the beginning. And you see these things take out everybody at once.
Yeah, it sounds like a movie, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, well, that's not something I wouldn't create. Is it scary? Plus, AI would be like, I'm not creating that for you, Rick. Delete it.
Yeah, for sure. So we've been going on for about an hour or so now. Maybe final thoughts, kind of thing, and then we'll wrap this up with a nice little.
You've been on an hour and 30 minutes.
Yep.
How many views is your channel? How many people are watching us right now?
So many. It's like 100.
100?
Yep.
Okay.
Is that lots?
It's decent. It's late.
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I just want to know. I was just curious because your chat room is not flowing, like going really fast, like a lot of people chatting. So I say there's probably not a lot of people watching. But I know one guy.
There's about 100 people.
I know Frank. Watching. You know who Frank is? Remember Frank?
Yes.
That he was just in the chat room, so he shows up as a different username. Anyways, final thoughts. Hopefully, final thoughts would be go up in the rapture, but one day it's going to be our final thought, and we're going to say to ourselves, "Is it going to be your last breath? The last day you wake up?" Either you die from something, you either get killed or natural causes, or is it going to be the day you wake up the next day? That's the name of my film, by the way, The Next Day, and the day everything changes and you go up in the rapture and it was your last day on the earth. That is what we're looking at right now. When do you know when it's going to be your last day? How do you know? You don't know. Only God has that number. Once it's appointed to die, as it dies. It's in the Bible that we are all written in the life up there. We are all written. Our day of our death is written up there. Rather, it's like a list of names. Died by this on this day. next to this guy name, it just says raptured in parentheses. Next one, raptured, died of a heart attack. This guy's name died of a seizure. Raptured. That is what I think he's got, like a list. And it's got the name of how they depart this earth. If it says raptured by it, hopefully that's by my name and yours. Now, if you scroll across the name a little further, it says saved or not saved in parentheses. All the people that ain't saved, it shows they're dead. And down at the bottom, where when it doesn't say saved, it does not say raptured next to it either. It just says blank, no saved, date of death. Date of death. Now, it could be, and then there's the ones that'll see the return of Christ during the millennium, during the return of Christ during the 7 years. Okay, whatever. I'm not saying he's got an actual list, but he does have a thing called the Book of Life. And if your name ain't found in it, so there is some sort of list in a book up there. Now, if the name is on there, there's probably notes about the name of how he dies, when he dies, if that person is and what, I'm sure, I'm taking a long time. Sorry. But
no, it's all right.
Where I'm going with all this is you're not guaranteed your next breath. That's where it comes to this, that you need to find where you place yourself with God. Get yourself right. There is no other way to heaven. You can try it. It's not going to work. And you see all these people out there that are engaging in different religions, different what they believe in. Some people believe in a metal statue down the street. They think that's their God. And they go downtown, they go out, do whatever. They live their life still. It doesn't really produce any change in that person. They're still the same person as they were yesterday and the day before and so on. But that's with all the religion. But when they go with Christ, you see a real supernatural change. I've seen gang members turn to preacher, from gang member to preacher. Okay. One of my buddies that I had on my show a long time, they did a show with me back years ago. His name was John. He was a ex-gang member. When he gave his life to Christ, he got out of all that immediately the next day. He was a changed man. If he would have believed in some other religion, he would have still been a gang member. He probably would have either been dead or in prison. That's what he told me. But he said he felt different after he accepted Christ, like something he had never felt before. And it was real, he says. Like, this was something I've never felt before. Folks, where I'm going with this is, for some reason, Jesus is the only way it produces true change. That is how you know he's real. That is how you know the validity of God that is real, that he exists up there. That is how you know that Jesus was real, and he still is real. Folks, give your life to Jesus, and you can experience that change too. A real change of heart, and you will be saved and sealed and rapture ready. Do it today, folks. You are not guaranteed your next breath. Do you want to be on that list in heaven, found in the book of life, raptured, or when you die, it says saved next to it? Okay?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like to end my show on that note because it is important, what Rick said, to give your life to Jesus when you're, even right now, when you're watching the show from your home, from the comfort of your home. Because again, we go all over the map. Sometimes on some of these videos, we're up and down. But one thing you can't take away from both of us is we love Jesus Christ. We love him. And we want that same thing to happen to you, where all you do is you accept Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. And then we can talk about topics like this because you got the baseline settled. You're sealed for all eternity. And then now we can talk about AI and all kinds of stuff. But if you're not saved, this stuff should probably terrify you in some ways if you're not saved. But if you're saved, we're like, yeah, this is what's coming down the pipes and stuff. But we're going to be in heaven watching most of this as well. This is what we believe. Could we be wrong? Possibly. But I don't think, from everything that I've read in the Old Testament, that God tortures his own. It doesn't seem that way. Now, people torture God's people, but God doesn't. In fact, God saves the righteous before he pronounces judgment onto a nation. We've seen this. We've seen this with Noah. We've seen this with Lot. Lot was pulled out with his wife, and people are like, no, he went through Sodom and Gomorrah. I was like, you're being weird now. Like, he actually was rescued from Sodom and Gomorrah because fire came down and rained on it. Same thing with the ark. Noah went into the ark with his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives, and God shut the door, and then the whole world was destroyed. That is what you call salvation. What was Noah saved from? The flood. He didn't go through the flood. He wasn't on life rafts and going, oh man, I got to hold my breath again. I'm going underwater. No, God saved him. So this is what also happens to those that believe in Jesus Christ. We believe that he's going to rescue us, and it is an escape plan. It is an escape plan. Because he's going to destroy the earth by fire. We know this. Peter talks about this in the New Testament. So this is why we're telling you, you need to be saved, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to be like. You have no idea. Neither do I. Neither does Rick. We can make all our plans and stuff, but actually the Lord has the final say on all of our life. All of us. So thank you, Rick, for being on the show. I really appreciate you. If you don't mind sticking around in the back while I say goodbye to everyone.
Have a good night, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. So that was Rick. So that was awesome having him on the show today. And every once in a while, I just like to just impulsively do a quick little show. I know it's an hour and a half. And then just talk about whatever's kind of on my mind or whatever's on my heart at the moment. And I thank you guys for taking the time to watch this channel. I don't care if there's 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, whatever. Like, I've never paid attention to numbers before when I started the channel, so I'm not going to pay attention to now. And I just appreciate everyone that is actually spending time here, not only here, but also on Uptime Community Church, also on Derek's channel, people that go to Rick's channel on Monday nights as well. Bible study with Derek, Josh's channel as well. He's got lots of good stuff. He's doing a huge investigation. I should actually reach out to him and see how things are going with all the stuff he's doing with, I think it's with the Epstein files and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, thank you guys. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye for now.
Black Swan Revelations here on YouTube brought you today's mind-bending journey. Dive into the discussion, your comments, questions, prayer requests, and powerful testimonies of Jesus' love are what fuel this community. Did today's episode hit home? Smash that like button. New here? Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss a live stream or a video upload. Thanks for being part of today's adventure. Catch you in the next video, or maybe even in the clouds. Stay curious, stay blessed.